What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. First and foremost, before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout outs to our business partner, pretty much, Custom Field Centers. Shout outs to them because not only are they the realest shout outs, you know, they hold it down, they give good quality product, and also it's worth the wait. But they just do some stuff that I just couldn't find a plug for that. Like I couldn't find a good plug for proxies. I couldn't find a good plug for prismatic field centers. Like field centers, yeah, it's okay, but for prismatic specifically, when you're being a rarity hole, it's really hard to find. But when you find somebody that gives you exactly what you want, exactly how you ask for it, and for a price that you can't even fight, bro, I was like, yes, yes, and yes. So definitely shout out to Custom Field Centers. If you guys want to get field centers like these, if you guys want proxy Yu-Gi-Oh cards made, if you guys want tokens made, if you guys want full body art, anime style, standard, we got you, bro. Custom Field Centers. We're gonna be putting the link in the description box pretty soon. But also, if you guys are curious about how you can get information to purchase any product from Custom Field Centers, inquire about that in the comment section so that I may provide that information for you. So today I'm coming at you guys with the update for it's Phantasm Spirals. It's really different from the other list too. I took out the White Elephants gifts and all the monsters and the extravagances, like everything. It's just so much different. Really, this deck, man, ultimately I came to the conclusion that I can win without monsters. And when I realized that, it just gave me more room for flexible staples. And it just really expanded the horizon of how the deck can be played. When you just consider how many staples you can fit into this deck now because you don't need monsters and you don't have to play hand traps, this deck has so much space, it's crazy. So let's go ahead and get started. The most important card in the deck right now is a Sea Stealth attack. It really wasn't as important before, but it's super duper important now because with Orcus being one of the best decks, and also secondarily with Sky Strikers being kind of like right behind them, and Salamangreats not too far, and Thunder, all four of those decks are not just meta contenders. Those decks are viable for exponential reasons, but I think one of the most, I guess you can say, generic reasons is because those decks can grind so well. And this deck, like, it needs a card like this so that you can actually be able to hang with them on their level. Because this deck does not play as fast as those other decks. It doesn't. It's slower. And just to hang on their level, like, you have to find a way to play at their pace and at the same time grind as well as them. That's why you need a card like Sea Stealth Attack. So it kind of just does everything that, everything I was explaining, it does all that and more in a card. So it's really strong. And it solves that major problem where like the field spell is only good while you control a token, but now you can on command get rid of your own token to continue abusing the trigger of the field spells not once per turn. So definitely triple C stealth. It's insane. If you play floodgates, you can just protect your floodgates from like twin twisters and things of that nature. And then next up, the draw power. I play 3 demise. This isn't draw power. It's the closest thing to adding a card on your from your deck to your hand that you can play in this deck. And I play 3 desire. So I just play 6 draw spells. The dualities just really help me to see anything I need. I still value triple duality just because this deck has to open very specific if you want to have a good game starting off. I don't like those games where I'm playing turns behind where I'm like setting traps to protect me to buy myself a turn because I'm trying to top deck a card I need to still finish my setup. I hate that. Like when you're just so far behind. So that's why I just really need all the draw power I can get. But at the same time, I just didn't want to overkill it. I was drawing too many cards that draw and not enough traps, so I took out some draw power and put in better reactive cards, like better traps that can protect me. I played 3 pacifists. The field spell is literally the lifeblood of this deck. Like, there's no exaggeration when I say that you can't play this deck without the field spell. You just can't. If you're not playing the field spell, you have to play like actual monsters, bro, because this is the only field presence that this deck has. Like, you can't win or play Yu-Gi-Oh without the field spell. Like, it's literally like that. So we play Terraforming, and then I also play Metaverse because this card plays on your opponent's turn in the first place. Really only had viability going first if you open with a normal monster to normal summon. So the Metaverse, it just really helps. You have like 5 pacifists. Really important to see that card as quickly as possible. I was playing Ledger of Ledgermans, like, just because, but it just wasn't working, man. We play a triple Drowning Mirror Force. One of the major issues of this deck, in the middle of you setting up, you just get blown out so easily by these crazy combo decks. This is exponentially, it's really better in the Thunder matchup than it is against any other deck. Just for me personally, because I feel like Thunder is one of the most difficult matchups of this deck, and also just the fact that Titan can just like clear your whole entire board is just crazy. Just like, you have that surprise factor. People always think that they have game when you have just no monsters and they're getting ready to just attack for game. Like, bam, that's the drowning. You know, it's more respectable for me, and it's harder to play around. you just get that surprise factor. I really enjoy the drowning. I like this not once per turn, and this deck can actually set you up to have this card be live, even if it's in a situation where it's dead. Like if you have the token, you can just see stealth the token, and you can drowning now. So I just like the triple drowning. It's non-targeting, non-destruction removal. You can draw this going second, and you can just drowning strike, or really just drowning with any one of these 6 counter traps, or really drowning with any of those. Like if you're playing a combo deck like Thunder or Pendulum, you know, flip the drowning, chain the counter trap. If they don't have a counter trap, the chain's resolved. You pretty much just clear their entire field with just a Mirror Force and a counter trap going second. The same thing with Torrential. It just depends. Arguably, it's better going first, but still, you know, you have those people that just don't know how to just like not style on you. You ever played somebody where they're like, oh no, I can't just summon Borosaur. I have to summon my whole extra deck Torrential. We have Triple Compulse, one of those tempo cards. Moderately, I don't like that it can be one of those convoluted 1-for-1s. I don't appreciate those where it's like, I 1-for-1 you, but then you still end up getting more advantage on me. That's one thing I don't like at this card, because this deck is so slow. A Compulse can actually be a -1, because you can Compulse a threat that'll come back the next turn, and because your deck plays so slow, you won't be able to just like set up a way to stop it from hitting the field again. It's weird, but this is just really one of those cards that I like for this deck to be able to go second better, because Compulse for me is better going second than it is going first, but at the same time it's good enough to where you can still draw it going first and it's not as bad. And I play 3 of each of their traps. It's weird because you have to control normal monsters for these to be live, but not only for desires, but because of how the grind game works, playing against combo decks and any meta viable strategy, like you end up needing 2 to 3 of these, or you end up needing like all 3 of these. Either way, depending on the matchup, you burn through all of these, or you burn through all these. Sometimes you burn through like all of them. Period. But like if you play combo, you need a lot of these, and you'll play decks where like this is useless, so then you need 3 of these. That's why I like having 3 in my main deck, and that's also because Pot of Desires can banish a couple of them. And I play 3 Lost Winds. Again, we like the traps that are reactive as opposed to proactive, and they can be just as viable going second as opposed to going first, because this deck, again, it's one of those strategies. You definitely need to be able to go second, because you can't just rely on the dice roll and the luck of that being on your side. So that's why I like these cards. Now I do play 12 counter traps. I play 3 Fists. I play a Triple Judgment. I play a Triple Strike, and then I play a Triple Madolche's Knights. Essentially, these cards are all here to do pretty much what Skill Drain is doing too. We're not trying to essentially stop our opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether. I just don't want them to play at a pace that's too fast for my deck to keep up with. So we need cards like these. These are mitigators. And that's the main deck, you guys. There is no side deck for this deck right now as things stand. And there is no extra deck because you don't use it ever. I used to use my extra deck back in the day. But we don't do that anymore because of the field spell. Like, bro, I was cheating. I used to summon effect monsters back in the day. I used to summon effect monsters and then try to trigger the field spell at the same turn. But thank you guys so much for watching this profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to all my Phantasm Spiral players out there. Live the dream, you guys. Use this as a template and or a I guess you could say a blueprint, but don't card for card copy it, you guys. Figure out how to play the deck and make a build that works for you. This is what works for me, but it's not like it's going to work for everybody. But again, God bless you guys. Y'all have a beautiful day. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content, and I appreciate y'all for supporting my dream.